All right, everyone, so we're going to be talking about the original Rodecaster Pro. Of course, the Rodecaster Pro II is out, like I said earlier. I'm doing a 1-year review. I've had this for over a year, and I've been using this literally every single day for podcasts. I do use the Rodecaster Pro to record my audio for all my YouTube videos, or at least 99% of my YouTube videos. I use it for Zoom calls, Microsoft Teams, any video conference calls that I use. I am absolutely using the Rodecaster Pro. I do connect this primarily to two mics, the SHURE SM7B, which is connected to a cloud lifter, then to the Rodecaster Pro. I also have a Rode NTG5, that's my boom mic. That's where I usually connect my audio and record my audio for my talking head videos. Obviously, outside of this one, I'm using the SHURE SM7B. It does connect to 4 different mics if you like. I've been mainly using the 2 outputs. Rarely I'll use the third one with another mic through XLR connectivity. And I do record through the micro SD slot, and I will use my phone. I'll connect this to my computer. I have even used the Bluetooth connectivity mainly for music out. I'll connect it through my iPad or my iPhone outside of my computer just while I'm listening and have something a little bit different depending on what's going on. Multitasking, especially when I am video editing. So during the video editing process, if it's rendering or it's exporting, I'll typically be on my iPad or something like that and use the Bluetooth connectivity. I do also use the auxiliary out or auxiliary in for my iPhone. I connect it through, I guess this is a dock, a lightning dock connected to a TRRS cable right into the Rodecaster Pro. So, to be short, if you want to know, is this still an amazing device? 100%. If you're looking for something like the Rodecaster Pro to do podcasts and maybe even just use this to connect it to your computer and do some things and all recording, you can this is typically, I think this is also considered portable. I haven't used it in a shoot or separately outside of my other audio recorders that I'll take to client work. That being said, the Rodecaster Pro II, and I'll talk about it a little bit because obviously I don't have it. I have seen it. I haven't used it. Looking at so much of the different things that the Rodecaster Pro II can do, I will say the Rodecaster Pro I, I am glad that mine is still working. It's still worth it to me. I absolutely love it. It still works really well. The sound pads work really well. So if you want the Cole's Notes, yes, a year later, I'm absolutely using it. I absolutely love it, and I still use it almost every single day. Okay, just to recap, I did do a 90-day review of the Rodecaster Pro. If you want to watch that, you can check out the link below. One thing that really I pointed out that was a big negative for me is the headphone preamps. I've had to move my headphone jack to different outputs just to get a clear signal, and I'm still having that problem. Right now, I'm actually using the number 3 headphone output from the back. That's what I'm using for my monitoring right now. And the number, I originally was using the front headphone jack output, and then that started to crap out. And then I started using the number 1 headphone output, so I can still hear and monitor myself. I do like to monitor my audio when I'm recording on the Rodecaster Pro or I'm on Zoom calls and all the things. And that started to crap out. I skipped 2 and I moved right to 3 just because of way that it's positioned on the Rodecaster Pro. So 3 is just easier for me to reach. And of course, I still have the master, which I have sent out to my monitor speakers for my computer, for all my audio, video editing, watching YouTube, watching Netflix, all the different things, listening to music on my monitor speakers. So I'm literally using this as my audio device as well. So a few cool things that hasn't really changed in the way that I have this set up, and I absolutely enjoy it. And I might make a change. I'm not sure yet. So for my setup, I am using a Mac Mini M1. Still waiting to see if they're going to upgrade or make a change to the Mac Studio this year, hopefully with the M2 Max chip. We'll see. For now, I'm super happy with the Mac Mini M1. It's doing all the things. And I have my Rodecaster Pro connected to my Mac Mini M1 through the USB-C. So this is my audio. It's connecting everything through here, which is totally fine. And then I have XLR cables going out to my monitor speakers, which again is A-OK. And I do have 2 mics connected to it, which again is A-OK. The size of it, I do like the size. I'm not going to lie. I like the physical sliders. So right now, as you can see, that I'm controlling the volume here while I'm monitoring, which is that USB-C. And of course, I can connect, and especially when I'm doing even just calls. The crazy thing is working from home, having great audio, especially on business calls, client work, all the things. It's nice to have great audio. And when I can, I like to connect and use this for my calls, believe it or not. Again, the Bluetooth, I really only use for listening to music and having my iPad or even my iPhone connected, but I don't use it for recordings because I find the Bluetooth audio is not very good. So I guess that's the second negative after having this for a year. Is it sounds pretty good through the headphones, but on the receiving end, the Bluetooth audio is just not that great. Even in recording, I'll record Bluetooth audio, and it's really not that great. That being said, listening through the iPad or the audio that's coming out of the iPad into the Rodecaster Pro, into a pair of headphones, or even to speakers is totally fine. The other thing is the sound pads. I haven't gone above and beyond than adding some MP3 sound effects, and I've extended that out to another row of the sound pads. So I technically have 2, 4, 6, 8. I have 16 different sounds that I have programmed into my Rodecaster Pro. I haven't played around with OBS and using that to switch through different scenes. That is something you can do, though. That is definitely something you can do. I just haven't really played around with it. I haven't been using OBS as much as I like. I am pretty straightforward when it comes to a lot of my Zoom calls or my video conferencing calls. I'll even use this for my iMessage calls and FaceTime calls and all those type of things. I just find that it's just super clean. The preamps outside of the headphone preamps are still pretty good. Pretty amazing sound. Every time I record everything on my end, again, I'm not an audiophile by any means. I do little processing, if any, through digital or through any software. I'll literally just keep the adjustments that I make right on the Rodecaster Pro, and I'll send that out and export it for my podcast. Again, my podcast is the Elevate Project Podcast. You can check that out on all the major podcast streams, Apple Podcasts, I believe Google Podcasts, Spotify. And we're going into season 2. Season 2 is on its way. If not, it is already released by the time you are watching this video. So yeah, a year later, I've had no issues outside of the original issues that I had. I think the other thing that I find that is a little sensitive to the Rodecaster Pro when it comes to audio is cellular connectivity. Sometimes I find when I'm using my phone near the Rodecaster Pro, it will pick up feedback. It will have some buzzing. So typically what I'll do is when I'm connecting it through the dock, because it's connected through the TRRS cable, I'll just extend this out a little bit farther away from the Rodecaster Pro. Other than that, I have never had any interference that I found through the Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. It typically is a sensitivity to cellular signals. Now, I'm not sure if that's the mic or the Rodecaster Pro that's getting that interference, and that is really the only thing that I'm really getting. When it comes to recording, I've had no issues. It's never not recorded on me. I've had no problems with the display. I know there has been some notes or complaints about the screen. And now I'm going to kind of compare on kind of the reasons why I haven't jumped to the Rodecaster Pro. I haven't jumped from the Rodecaster Pro that I have to the newer Rodecaster Pro II. One, it's doing what I need it to do, so there's no need for me to upgrade. I mean, if something did happen to this, obviously my next step would be getting the Rodecaster Pro II. Maybe. I love this thing so much, I might just get another original Rodecaster Pro. That being said, the Rodecaster Pro II, in my eyes, is not necessarily a plug-and-play device. There is still some it's very customizable, which is a good thing, and it can be a bad thing as well, especially when you're playing around with the different settings and which of the inputs and outputs that you're playing around with if you're not used to it, and that can be troublesome. The Rodecaster Pro II has some really cool features, how it can be mounted to a stand and whatnot from the back. It is a little bit smaller, has that tilted screen. I actually have mine on a laptop riser, and it's been working great for me. I do like that angle. I've never really used it flat, so I can see where the Rodecaster Pro II having that built-in tilt to the display can make the difference. For me, not so much. And the size of the sliders and the way that it's laid out and the sound pads, I think on the Rodecaster Pro II, it's definitely smaller. I have heard that the sliders are a lot smoother. I've never had an issue with my Rodecaster Pro for those different types of things. For me, again, the audio has been great. However, those two things that really stand out is the headphone preamps, not very good. And if you're really relying on monitoring your audio, and let's say you do have 4 people on, there is going to be an instance where 1 or 2 of you are not going to hear through the headphones great audio. The output or the final audio will be fine because the preamps that are built in are actually really good. The other issue that I had is just with cellular connectivity, creating some buzzing, some interference to the Rodecaster Pro. The XLR inputs have been solid. Nothing slipped out or had any interference. The SHURE SM7B worked great. I've connected this with of course, the NTG 5, the Rode NTG5, and the SAMSON, oh my goodness, Q2U. That's the other mic that I've had my third mic connected to this, where I'm using all three at once. It's been pretty amazing. And I'll probably use this till it dies. I am not going to lie. The Rodecaster Pro II, it was exciting to see what it can do. It wasn't exciting enough for me to just switch, as my Rodecaster Pro is still functioning and working the way that I want it to. So hopefully that helps you out. This is a year later. I'm still using it, like I said, almost every single day. I do have a few videos on the Rodecaster Pro using it and connecting it for Zoom with an iPad as well. Check those out. I'll put the links in the description below. If you found value in this video, make sure to smash that like button. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers right now. I think we're at just about 1,700 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it. It really supports the channel. Hit that like, subscribe, watch for future videos. And if you want to see more content like this one, click here and here. Be safe, stay awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one.